years of gaming, the last generation of consoles was probably one of my favorites. However, with the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the Wii dominating, that pretty much changed. However, there was one console, in my opinion, that was really great. Aside from the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, 3DS, Wii, and, of course, the Super Nintendo, one of my favorite consoles of all time was the PlayStation 2. This was the second console I ever owned when I was a young little kid. And I've decided why not share some of my favorite PS2 games on this list. Before I begin, the PlayStation 2 was just a great console, lasting for like 12 years. And it was still one of the most famous consoles of all. 12 years until it lost to the PS3. So, I decided to do a list of my top 10 favorite PlayStation 2 games. So, without further ado, let's begin. Hey, this is Shadow Ash, and here are my top 10 favorite games for the PlayStation 2. Remember, these are games I played. So, let's begin. Number 10, Kingdom Hearts. Now, for those of you who understand, this is one of the few successes Square Enix has made on the PS2, aside from Final Fantasy X. Now, this was the game that got me into Final Fantasy, because it had Final Fantasy characters. So, yeah, for those of you who don't understand the series, Kingdom Hearts is a crossover franchise between the universe of Disney with the Final Fantasy franchise. That is until they decided to do it with The World Ends With You with Kingdom Hearts 3D. This is probably one of the most best-selling action RPGs of all time. Yeah, it actually sold more copies than Diablo 2. So yeah, what's the story of the game? In Kingdom Hearts, we play as a boy named Sora, who lives on a small group of islands with his two best friends, Riku and Kairi. However, darkness starts swallowing up the islands by mysterious creatures called the Heartless. When Riku and Kairi disappear, Sora, who now wields a weapon called a Keyblade, must travel from world to world in search of Riku and Kairi. He's also joined by two other characters, Donald Duck and Goofy, who are searching for their missing king and are told to stick with the Keyblade bearer. The game has a lot of exploration, a lot of things to do, and of course, lots and lots of characters, including characters from Final Fantasy games. You have Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, who's called Leon in this game, Cloud, Yuffie, Aerith, and Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. And then you got annoying Tidus and Wakka from Final Fantasy X. Oh, and the Moogles are there too. The gameplay was pretty good. Overall, the Kingdom Hearts is a great start to the franchise, and I really enjoy it. So, if you like Disney, and if you're a Final Fantasy fan, pick up Kingdom Hearts. It's a great game. Number 9, Dragosaurus, Final Fantasy VII. Now, for those of you who don't know what this game is, this is a sequel to Final Fantasy VII, which I consider to be an overrated game. Also, this game also takes place after the Advent Children movie, which I actually enjoyed. For this game, it is kind of different. Instead of Cloud being the main character in this game is the optional character, Vincent Valentine. Vincent goes on a journey to stop something known as chaos. Now, I haven't played most of Dragosaurus, so I can't explain too much about it. But what makes Dragosaurus a pretty unique game is that it's both an RPG and a third-person shooter. and we all know how much I love those. Also, I kind of think this is probably my favorite spin-off in the Final Fantasy series. Despite it's the only spin-off I played in a Final Fantasy game. Also, Vincent Valentine is just an awesome character. He's got an awesome personality. He reminds me of another character I like. And he's voiced by Steve Blum. Who doesn't like Steve Blum as a voice actor? Overall, I like this game. It's pretty good, so definitely check it out. It's worth a play. Number 8. Buzz the Mega Quiz. This game is worth a play. I mean, if you love trivia, such as I am, like me, then Buzz the Mega Quiz is a perfect game to play. The game is like you're in a game show. The game is played up to 4 players, or 8, I think, and you take on various questions of anything, and it gets challenging and challenging. It's also, the contestants are really funny. I mean, if you love trivia, and if you like being the brains of the family and friends, then you'll love this game. It is just fun. Also, this was also the last game I ever bought just before I got my PlayStation 3. So, yeah. Overall, great game. Number 7. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. This game, in my opinion, is just underrated. I'll actually say the same thing with Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, but yeah. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks takes place pretty much after Mortal Kombat 1, and I think it takes place during Mortal Kombat 2. The game allows you to play as Liu Kang or Kung Lao. However, there is also an alternative. You can actually play as Sub-Zero and Scorpion. There are 2 ways you can play as them. You can get them by cheats, or you can unlock them by beating the game with either Liu Kang or Kung Lao. The game also supports co-op, which is pretty cool, except I never even tried it out. But I gotta say, I think Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks is the best PS2 Mortal Kombat game, even though it's also available on the Xbox. And I'll have to say that Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks is much better than Armageddon. God, what a stupid game. Overall, if you like action-adventure and blood and gore, Shaolin Monks is for you. Definitely check it out. Number 6. Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. Now, this game is kind of different from the first Kingdom Hearts game. Recom, or Rechain of Memories, is a 2008 remake of the 2004 Chain of Memories for the Game Boy Advance. Now, I have played the Game Boy Advance version, and it was alright, but not too fancy. The PS2 version, in my opinion, was much better. Probably because of because it was 3D, and it had the traditional Kingdom Hearts graphics, and they had some voice actors for the characters that only appeared in the Game Boy Advance version, except for Axel. But the only thing I didn't care too much for the game was the gameplay was alright. The voice acting for the characters from the Game Boy Advance version was nothing too spectacular, especially Larxene's voice. I don't care what the Fiery Joker or the Octarch or Flame said. I actually like Larxene. Even though she's not one of the best female characters in my opinion, she's still pretty badass. Also, this game also allows you to play as Riku after you beat Sora's story. The story is pretty cool. Basically, Sora, Donald, and Goofy are trying to find Rikuing the king. However, they arrive in a castle known as Castle Oblivion, where Organization 13 is monitoring Sora by using a girl named Naminé to mess with his memories. Now, I won't spoil too much for anybody who has never played it, so if you want to learn more about the story, check it out yourself. Overall, it's still a pretty good game. I prefer the PS2 version more than the Game Boy Advance version. Number 5, Shadow of the Colossus. Now, I have just recently played this game, so I can't spoil too much, but yeah. Basically, the story, now I'm sure everybody has played Shadow of the Colossus, so I'll only spoil the opening for you. The game focuses on a warrior named Wander, who travels to a forbidden land because, one, he seeks to resurrect a woman who apparently is dead. However, as he arrives in the land, he comes across a mysterious entity known as Dorman, who apparently will agree to help Wander with his problem. He will help Wander resurrect the girl. Unfortunately, there is a huge price to pay. If you have played Shadow of the Colossus, you'll probably know. So in order to resurrect the girl, Wander must travel throughout the land to destroy 16 giant colossi. So that's pretty much the main focus of the game. Also, you got your little horse friend Argo, and you got like only 2 weapons you can use: your sword and your arrows, which is actually pretty cool. Overall, I gotta say the graphics in Shadow of the Colossus is pretty damn cool. So if you own a PS2, pick it up. It's actually pretty underrated. I put it at the same rate as Bayonetta and Okami. This is a very underrated game. So yeah, even though a lot of people love this game, it's not that high. So yeah, definitely play Shadow of the Colossus. Number 4, Jak and Daxter, The Precursor Legacy. Now, when everybody mentions the PlayStation 2, they mention about 3 different franchises: the Sly Cooper series, the Ratchet and Clank series, and the Jak and Daxter series. Unfortunately, I've only played this game, so I can't say anything about Jak 2, Jak 3, Jak X. So yeah, I mean, this game brings back memories. I mean, I love Naughty Dog, probably because they created the Crash Bandicoot series. One thing I love about Jak and Daxter is the environment. It is just great. The gameplay is pretty fun, and the story is pretty cool. And you just have to admit that Daxter is frickin' funny. Oh, every time I watch that guy, he always makes me laugh. Basically, the story is simple. When Jak and Daxter go on a mysterious place called Misty Island against the Green Eco Sage's orders, they find a precursor artifact until they are attacked by a strange creature called a lurker. During a fight with one, Daxter accidentally falls into a pool of black eco and is transformed into an ottsel, which is a combination between an otter and a weasel. And throughout the game, we got Jak and Daxter go on a journey to find the guy who knows about dark eco so that he can change Jak back. Overall, I like the game. It's really cool. Jak is pretty cool, but I just have to admit it, Daxter is just awesome. So yeah, I like this game, and I really like to play future Jak and Daxter games in the future. Also, I just want to say this. I want to play Ratchet and Clank! Number 3, Sonic Heroes. Now, I'm sure a lot of you already know, why am I putting a Sonic game on this list? Well, here's the thing. Just because this game is multi-platform doesn't mean it does not count. I count it as a PS2 game. As a matter of fact, it is the first Sonic game ever released on the PlayStation 2, as well as the Xbox. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I love 3D platformers, as you can tell how much I like Jak and Daxter. Sonic Heroes was the first official Sonic game I ever played, and I enjoy it. It's really good. I mean, controlling 3 characters at once is really fun. The story is okay, the voice acting is a little cheesy, the characters are great, and if you probably want to know why I like it, check out my Team Rose story, and yes, I'm planning to do a Let's Play of it again. So, that's all I gotta say. I like it. It's the first main Sonic game I ever played, not counting Sonic Advance 2, but overall, I just love it. It's a fun Sonic game, and I'm sure any Sonic fan has played it, so definitely check it out. Unfortunately, I prefer Sonic Adventure 2 more than Sonic Heroes. No offense, though. Number 2, Kingdom Hearts 2. Get ready, guys, because this is, of course, the last Kingdom Hearts game on this list. As well as this is my favorite exclusive on the PlayStation 2, as well as my favorite Kingdom Hearts game overall. Yeah, the story is pretty simple, I guess, but like I said, I won't spoil too much of it. In the beginning of the game, we play as a kid named Roxas who lives in Twilight Town with his friends Hayner, Pence, and Olette. However, he starts having some dreams of Sora, which happens to be Sora's memories. And throughout his summer vacation, he gets cornered by these creatures called Nobodies, which are different versions of the Heartless. And he's also being pursued by Organization 13, especially Axel. And it's also revealed that Roxas was a member of Organization 13. So, after the tutorial, Sora wakes up from his slumber and reunites with Donald and Goofy, and they continue their search for Riku and the King. But the gameplay in Kingdom Hearts 2 is much, much better than Kingdom Hearts 1. I mean, you got more options to play, you got tons of mini games you can play, and overall, the drive form is awesome. I love it. It is just awesome. So overall, I love this game, and it's also one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Now, before I reveal my number 1 favorite PlayStation 2 game of all time, let's recap. Number 10, Kingdom Hearts. Number 9, Driga Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII. Number 8, Buzz, the Mega Quiz. Number 7, Mortal Kombat, Shaolin Monks. Number 6, Kingdom Hearts Recon. Number 5, Shadow of the Colossus. Number 4, Jak and Daxter, The Precursor Legacy. Number 3, Sonic Heroes. And number 2, Kingdom Hearts. You know what? I don't need to explain number 1. I'm sure everybody knows what it is. Cue the music!